Oh yeah, it's Scotty here. It's I think we're Thursday. It's about 20 to 8 in the evening. Dark, cold and grimy. I'm very quickly just doing a bit of an update because I've got a little baby compressor. This is a compressor thing. It's, so I managed to turn the camera off then. 2 horsepower little cheapy compressor, and it's only got a little baby tank, and going to be spraying soon. So I'm going to do something that's been done lots and lots of times. I'm going to make give myself a little bit more air tank. So I've basically got just turn it up. Propane tank. I'm screwing in some a mixture of hydraulic fittings and air fittings. I'm doing something that I'm not going to recommend to anybody do, unless you're a little bit stupid like me, or a very confident welder. These air tanks are good for where is it written? 244 bar test pressure, so we're more than happy to. My little compressor will only go up to, so we get out the light so you can see it, maximum of 170 bar, but it usually runs around about between 6 and 8 bar. So I'm happy that the actual tank itself, I've had I've checked down inside with a torch. There's no sign of any corrosion. I have drilled a hole in the bottom of it to make sure I get all the gas out, because they have an internal thread. I'm always a little bit wonky on the focus for some reason. I'm always a little bit nervous about the fact that there's a tiny small pocket, got an internal thread there, so there's a small pocket where the gas can collect, so I'm always a bit nervous about that. So I basically turn them upside down, drill a hole in it, and just turn it back over. Ooh. Ooh. Drill a hole in it, and because it's round, I can make sure I get all the any remnants of any gas. Next bit, because it's going to stand upright when it's done, I've got a piece of steel, a little bit thicker than the tank, and I'm going to do a continuous weld right round, pretty hot with the welder. And then I'm going to use the new thickness, in order to put an elbow and a little drain tap in. So that's what I'm up to. I'm going to attempt to use my automatic welding helmet, and hopefully going to try it anyway, see if I can show you what I'm up to when I'm welding. Alright, so I'll catch up with you when I get stuck in. Well, it didn't. I just checked that video back. It doesn't seem to have worked at all doing that with the auto darkening mask. So anyway, my little plate's welded on. I did 2 runs round the root weld, and then a bit of a tarty capping weld. So that's the result. I'm gonna have another go at this welding with the auto darkening mask, or I might try it with actually the one I got on the head. So I'll see how it goes, because I've seen plenty of people with videos with welding videos where you can see through, so there's obviously a way they do it, and I'll give it a try. Bench. I've got a piece of steel there I did a excuse me, before I if I do anything a bit structural or anything that I need to know what it's about, or what setting to have the welder on for sure, I do a couple of practice runs just to see what setting I need to weld on, rather than finding out on the job itself. You can see that the weld on the right was just too cold on too low a power setting. The one on the left was about right as far as I was concerned. They're going to sit a bit proud on a piece of steel like this because of the fact that it's in the middle of the piece of steel. As you can see on this piece where I was welding on the edge, it started eating into the edge of the steel, so I know it's definitely hot enough then. Anyway, I'm going to try another bit with a auto darkening mask and on the bench, so it's not got any reflections behind it, and see if that works. Alright then, see you in a bit. I've got it set up so you can obviously see my fingers. So we'll if I can get the earth clamp over to it, I'll give that a try. Let's give it a try. It might be too close, but we'll see. That was a hot weld. The power was a bit too high, but I'll try a slightly cooler weld. Right, once I'm in the mood, I'll chop it down to some car body type stuff. See what would make that look like. Some people might notice that I have a tendency to push the MIG welder. A lot of people are taught to push, some people are taught to pull. In Europe we tend to be taught to push. And there's a very, very slight difference in it, which is just supposedly penetration, but quite often people don't often find any difference. But anyway, we'll give it a try. Not trying to get. Did manage to burn my finger on. The bench is on fire. I'm going to turn the wire speed down a touch. got it we're way too hot at the moment, so just drop it back one bit more. Do another one. MIG welder, so it's fairly sort of mid-range. Going to do exactly the same again, but run a bit faster. Smoke. I've got a wooden bench, so I'm getting smoked out, but I'm going to do the weld when I'm pulling towards me, so if everything that I was taught was right, then this should be very, very slightly cooler weld. And I think I probably agree with it. Very, very slightly. Ooh, wee, we're smoky. So, not sure if we got any of that with the focus because it's so. First weld, it's too hot. It's a bit too hot, I'd say. There's a fair bit of slag on there, so maybe it's I've got paint and all sorts on that piece of plate, so same setting, too slow. Turned it down a bit, still too slow. That one there, this one I could use something else to point with rather than my finger. Oh, that one there was same setting, lowest setting but faster with the hand movement, and then this one here was and that was pushing rather, and then this one here was lowest setting, faster but pulling the weld. You can see that those two, very marginal difference in the weld. It's going to be about preferences, I think, really, on this sort of job. To be honest. Okie dokie. I'm going to do one without any mask at all, just to see what happens. And what I'm trying to do more than anything is sort of a filming experiment more than anything, so more than an actual welding technique, because there's nothing you might be able to get it looking quite nice on the bench, but there's nothing quite like having to weld upside down or on the side of a car that's rusty and whatever else. Anyway, so far as I'm for tonight, for the whatever half an hour I've been out there, I'm quite happy enough with that. That's near enough for what I want. I'm gonna drill the hole. It's cool now, so I'll drill the hole and put the thread in it to get my tap in, and my elbow first, and then my tap, and then I've got Let's just show you. Piece of hose. Oh, I've got the thing plugged into the mains because the battery was flat on it. The bells. Right. So I've got. Oh, crikey. I've done it again. Got to get out of the way of the light bit. So I've taken the bung out the end of the compressor tank. That's an inch. Well, it's half inch BSP. I don't know what the American would have that would be, but we call it a half inch BSP. But it's basically a tapered thread. So that's going in there, and then just flip my tank over again. Oh, crikey! Oh. And then I should be chopping that end off there and going straight onto there. I like, what are they? These clips. They go on there pretty tough, and there's no threads to jump or anything like that. Got to use the right sort of pliers. You can use side cutters, but really they need to be parallel jawed pinchers, just to make sure they go straight across. Anyway, I'll get on with that and show you the result at the end. Right, cheers.